Have you ever felt like you were living beneath your potential through no fault of your own? But then you wonder, is it my fault? Am I limited in my thinking? Am I believing that I'm incapable? Do I fear success? Do I fear failure? What is it? Have you ever felt like there was so much more out there for you to achieve, so much money out there for you to make? Not idolizing it, but using it to build a life for yourself, for your loved ones. There's so much out there to grasp in the world, but for some reason, you have not yet taken a hold of it. I'll never forget back in 2020, there was another young lady who started her channel around the same time as me. She started a little bit before me, and one day I saw her upload a video that seemed to be a mistake. It was this test run. I think that's what she titled it. She wasn't showing up in her makeup and her well put together clothes as per usual. In fact, when I saw this, I felt a little embarrassed for her because it was so clearly not meant to be for the eyes of the public, but for her. Well, fast forward to now, it was those very same live videos that I didn't see the potential of. Not that I scoffed or denied that it would become something, but I just didn't get it. I didn't have the vision. Today, thousands of people tap into her live videos. I didn't have the vision to perceive what it is that God instructed for her to do in the beginning, but today, years later, it has amounted to something astronomical. I've been working with what I had for a very long time. In this room, I lay upon this bed, receiving dreams, right here in this position, hearing from God, writing notes, putting pieces together day after day, time after time. I don't perceive success in the kingdom of God as a numbers game. I perceive it as souls being won and God being pleased with me. But right now, I don't feel too pleased with myself because I feel that there's so much more. There is so much more that I can do. There's so much more that I want to touch. There's so many more people that I want to reach. But I've reached a ceiling. I've been diligent and faithful with the little. But now I need more to do more, to reach more people. I have this vision in mind of changing this room around and creating a studio. I've been thinking about it for a long time, but I didn't think of it to be necessary. I wrote it off. I said, hey, I'll do that when I move into a new place, and I'll have it be this way and that way. But time and time again, God shows me that I need to work with what I have and build off of that. So fine, that's what I'll do. But I need help. I have this vision in mind to do a podcast, to do reactions, but not in a basic way. The arena that I would like to walk into is honestly an arena that is male dominated. I haven't seen any girls out there doing what I desire to do. Now, this is not a gender's game. This is not trying to be the first to do anything. This is merely me desiring to do what I have not yet seen be done in a way that I know I could do differently. But there's a catch. I need a camera. I need a couch. I need a mic. Doing full-time ministry means I don't get to live lavishly. A lot of my peers, they have found a way to live lavishly.
I can't relate to my peers. I'd rather live outside. I'd rather chip my pride than lose my mind out here.
And the truth is, most of what I have seen, there are exceptions, most of what I have seen has included compromise. It has included making merchandise of people, selling what ought to be free. Freely we have received, freely we should give. Yet I don't see that happening, but I do not have it in me to do as they do. Within the space that I want to embark in, I see a lot of inauthenticity, copycat syndrome. Even one creator stole from me one time when I touched the thing that I wanted to do. I don't get it. I don't get it, and I don't want to get it. I want to touch on stories that I have to dig up. I want to bring something new to the table. I want to inspire millions of people to come to Christ. I know I have it in me. I know that I have it in me. But again, I need help. There's this comedian who spoke about him knowing when a pastor is really about that life, when he's struggling. Check this out.
You know what I mean? Like a pastor used to be, at least where I come from, a pastor used to at least be poor. You know what I mean? When a pastor is poor, they're very easy to believe. Because you see how poor they are, and they're like, oh, you really about that life. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like a poor pastor is like it's like a gang member that has been shot a few times, where you can see the lumps. And you're like, oh, you're really dangerous. Okay.
Now, the question is, are we struggling because it's the sacrifice that God wills for us to make? Or are we struggling because we have accepted scarcity and limitation? All I know is that I don't want to accept that anymore. And I don't believe that I have been. I believe I've reached the end of a season of working with the little. In fact, I was inspired by a video that my cousin and I were watching together on FaceTime. It was this video of this creator named 𝙚𝙫𝙚𝙧𝙮𝙪 reacting to the New Yorker black woman trying to take over Pakistan. It is so ironic to me, but something happened to me in that moment as I was watching that video. I'm just watching, and then my cousin pauses the video and she goes, Crystal, you know, I could see you doing this. She reminds me of you. I thought it to myself, but I didn't say it out loud. Suddenly, in that moment, I was inspired by a creator doing the same sort of thing I want to do, as well as seeing this woman delusional enough to overtake land.
I'm chilling.
You chilling here? Why are you not taking your flight?
It's none of your business. Now go home. My plan is to reconstruct this whole country, okay? I'm asking for 100K or more. I need 20K by this week, okay? In my pockets, in cash. That's a demand to the government. The government is gonna fix up these buildings, fix up the streets, and clean up these streets. It's ridiculous out here. I do not like it.
1,000K to government in Bitcoin.
100K for real estate. Putting it back into the city. It's not going in my pocket.
And getting traction because she believed in herself. She believed foolishness. It's like, what is your goal here? Yet she believed. So in that moment, it was a combination of seeing a woman fulfilling a vision and seeing another woman being wild enough to believe that she can do what she set out to do. In that moment, inspired me to set out on my quest within this video today. Again, I need help. I've created an Amazon wish list for assistance. This is not about me. This is not about becoming someone amazing and great, but this is about reaching so many more people with what God has given me to give them. But I can't give it to them within the restrictions of this bedroom. If I can't get out right here in this moment, if my assignment is here under this roof, then I need to make some changes so eventually I can spread my wings to get out. This week could change everything, not just for me, but for you. 1 week can change everything. One decision can change everything. Are you willing to go there? I'm willing to be delusional enough to ask because of a vision that I believe in. Unfortunately, there are some territories, there are some times, some ways that you can't break out until you have the tools and you have the setup to where people think you got something to say, even if you don't. I have a squeaky floor, like I've been preach. Halfway there. We're already leveling up, you feel me? But yeah, the vision is to move this bed sideways as I had it once before. Clear up space on this wall and this one, put the couch here. How you doing? And what after that? The wall stuff, I'll work my way towards that. The couch is most essential to, yeah, you feel me? And after that, what do we need next? Help me, Jesus. That camera. Yeah, the camera is literally half the battle. But yeah, just showing y'all the before. Don't know when the after is gonna be, but showing you guys the before. For years, I have built a foundation, but now the vision is just to add quality to that foundation. I need a camera. I believe that this camera can not only change my life, but hundreds of thousands of other lives. Now, I can't guarantee you that it will happen overnight, but it will happen eventually. But hey, with God, anything could happen overnight. But I'm not banking on that. Slow and steady. That's how God chooses to go with me, and I'm quite all right with that. As per this Amazon wish list, I created it so that people could know what their money is going towards without feeling as if they're potentially being scammed. I've withheld my address, but you will have access to the city, state, and zip code that it is going towards. This is the city and state of a family member who I will have send to me the items whenever I should receive them. I won't say if, I'll say when. Due to the things I've experienced, I do not want to risk being doxxed in any capacity. So, that's that. I want to thank you for your consideration. I want to thank you for watching this video. And I want to thank anybody in advance for being a blessing to me and anybody who has been in the past. I not only want to experience change in my life, but I want to be able to help change my family's lives. I want to be able to build a platform where I can help others who come to me in need. It's time now. Looking at everything all together, I need approximately $2,000. That is including the Amazon list. So, if you're unable to help with the Amazon list, I will put my information available for you to chip in any amount, even if it's $1. You never know, $1 could help. And if I'm able to erase any item off of the Amazon list to get it for myself, I will surely do that with your help. I believe that great things are in store for us. So, if you can't give, please do pray for me. I'm gonna need it. Now, let me address the elephant that I know is in the room. Some of you may be thinking, girl, why can't you just work like the rest of us and get it? Let me just say that I will never work a 9-to-5 because those hours just simply do not compare to the hours I am called to constantly put in for ministry. But don't get me wrong, I have the utmost respect for those who are disciplined enough to work a 9-to-5. It is not easy. People who I love and cherish work 9-to-5s. I did it before I was called to full-time ministry. But today my calling has changed. Look, when people around me leave for work, I started working before them 9 out of 10 times because I pulled an all-nighter trying to get this thing done. And by the time they return home to unwind and drink wine and dine, I am still working. Meanwhile, they just think that I'm bed rotting or something like that. It's crazy because on one end, I'm told that my work is nothing, and on another, I'm receiving messages from people telling me that God is using me to change their lives. It's a weird reality to exist within, to say the least. And look, not everything makes it onto camera. I work, just not an average 9-to-5 job. I'm not trying to chase some dream here. I'm chasing Christ and His will for my life. Some are called to do a 9-to-5 and ministry as well. Others are called to do ministry full time. Both callings can be found within the Word of God. My life is not my own. I live to serve, and that doesn't always pay so well on earth. In fact, most times it does not. I've gone through the seasons of applying for a 9-to-5 relentlessly. But the truth is, just as much as God can open doors, He can supernaturally lock them in efforts to redirect you towards His actual will for your life. And that has been my case. Constantly, and despite of my relentless efforts, I am withheld and instructed by the Lord to serve Him full-time as well as create in His name. And listen, I know that scamming is out there, and I know that times are tough. But just allow the Lord to lead you is all I ask, and just use wisdom in all things. Now, the camera lens that you see me toying with is a lens that I purchased 10 years ago in my pursuit of a YouTube career doing ministry, similarly to what I'm doing now, but I didn't quite have the foundation. I had the equipment, but not the foundation. Now I have had years worth of foundation building. Now I just need that equipment. And let me just say that the day that I went to go and purchase that Sigma lens was a crazy spiritual day that deserves a testimony in and of itself. It's wild what I went through to get that lens. But anyways, this lens, unfortunately, will not be able to perform up to the standard necessary for today and for the content that I'm aiming for. This new lens will afford me the privilege to shoot at any time without having to wait for daylight or having to put off messages that I receive during my own personal prime time, which for me is nighttime. I'm a night owl to the core. So many times I've had to put off content during these times of inspiration due to the environment that presently restricts me in so many ways and comes with a unique type of warfare. This camera lens will change everything for me and my audience as well, and it will inspire me to no longer have to put content ideas in the waiting room or in the trash bin as they never see the light of day, waiting for the freedom to be created without environmental pressure and restrictions. I need $2,000 USD. $2,000 USD. to make this vision come to life. 2,000. Oh my gosh, please don't come for me. I'm literally just kidding. Okay? I'm not serious. But I am serious, but I'm not serious about like the spirit that she came at. You feel me? I can't be a caged bird up in here anymore. I don't want to make them posts anymore, or even videos like this anymore. I don't. I really don't. You feel me? And so I'm just like trying to do everything that I have to do. So I don't feel too bad asking for help, just really because I have a family member who knows a friend who's in business, and in order to produce the film, they had to raise money. There are people in wealthy places desiring loans or to raise money, different things like that to bring things into fruition. And this is just one of the moments because there is a vision that God gave me, and I'm just willing to be a righteous, a faith-filled, delusional, righteous, delusional. Don't come for me. To some daughter of God out there, please do not feel the pressure to do as I am doing. Continue building and working with the foundation that God has given you until he leads you to do otherwise. What causes for one person to soar may cause for you to sink. Do not despise small beginnings. There's a blessing there. God bless you.